Before we start, I want to say that only 1% of you are subscribed. Please subscribe because when we reach 1,000 subscribers, I will post a special video for you. Adam Carter adjusted his translator device as he navigated through the crowded docks of Crossroads Station. The air was a cacophony of languages and the metallic clang of cargo being loaded and unloaded. As a cultural liaison, Adam was tasked with facilitating trade agreements and ensuring smooth interspecies interactions. He was on his way to meet a new client, an alien diplomat from the Varelia system, known for their unique emotional expressions and complex social hierarchy. The Varelians were new to the interstellar community, and this meeting could pave the way for lucrative trade opportunities. Turning a corner, Adam nearly bumped into another human, Mark Jensen, a biologist and an old academy friend who was now working on xenobiological research at the station. "Adam, what brings you to this corner of the galaxy?" Mark asked with a grin, clasping Adam's hand warmly. "Work, as always. I'm here to meet a Varelian diplomat. First time working with their kind. What about you?" Adam replied, adjusting his grip on his briefcase. "Just got back from a field study." "Varelians, huh? Watch out, their mood swings are something else. Last week, one of them went from laughing to crying in a minute flat during a lecture." "Fascinating creatures," Mark chuckled. "Good to know. I'll keep that in mind," Adam said, his tone a mix of amusement and apprehension. As they approached the designated meeting hall, a figure detached itself from the shadows. The alien was taller than the average human, with luminescent skin that subtly changed colors reflecting its mood. The Varelian's eyes were large and expressive, shifting hues from soft blue to a gentle violet. "Adam Carter?" the alien inquired, its voice melodious, the translator device around its neck flashing softly with each word. "That's me. And you must be Illyria. It's a pleasure to meet you." Adam extended his hand in a human gesture of greeting. Lyria hesitated for a moment before mimicking the action, its hand cool and slightly luminescent against Adam's. "The pleasure is mine, human Adam. I am here to understand your species better and to discuss potential trade. Shall we?" Adam gestured towards a nearby lounge designed for quiet discussions. As they walked, Mark excused himself, murmuring about catching up later. Settling into the plush chairs of the lounge, Adam began, "So, Lyria, our main interest is in establishing a trade route that benefits both our peoples. Your bioluminescent silk is highly sought after in human markets." Lyria's skin flickered briefly with a light pink hue, a sign of pleasure. "Indeed, and we are interested in human art. It's very structured, unlike anything in Varelian culture." "That's an interesting observation. Humans use art to express individual and collective emotions, to tell stories. Maybe we could start with an art exchange program. It could help our peoples understand each other's cultures better," Adam suggested. Lyria nodded, its skin shifting to a thoughtful teal. "I agree, human Adam. Understanding is the first step towards strong alliances." Their conversation continued, delving into specifics of trade, cultural exchanges, and potential joint ventures. Adam found himself fascinated by Lyria's expressions, both verbal and visual. The meeting, initially expected to be a routine trade discussion, was shaping into the beginning of what Adam hoped would be a long and fruitful relationship between humans and Varelians. As the sun dipped below the skyline, painting the city in hues of orange and purple, Adam and Lyria strolled down the bustling city streets, flanked by towering skyscrapers and neon lights. "So, this is a typical human city," Adam began, gesturing broadly at the busy scene around them. "Each city has its own culture, but there are common themes: art, food, technology, and of course, commerce." Lyria looked around with wide, curious eyes. "It's very lively. And loud. There's so much energy everywhere. Just wait until you try some of our food," Adam chuckled, leading Lyria toward a popular street food market. The aroma of grilled meats, spices, and freshly baked goods filled the air. At the market, Adam ordered a variety of foods: burgers, tacos, and a local delicacy known as deep-fried cheesecake. Lyria observed the food with a mixture of fascination and apprehension. "How do you eat this?" Lyria asked, poking at the cheesecake with a fork. "Just bite into it. It's sweet and quite rich," Adam encouraged. Taking a cautious bite, Lyria's face lit up, its skin shifting to a bright yellow, signaling joy. "It's incredible. The flavors are so complex." "Good to hear. Humans take a lot of pride in their culinary diversity," Adam replied with a smile. They continued their tour, moving from the market to a local art museum. Inside, they were greeted by Jack Thompson, the curator, who was an old college friend of Adam's. "Adam, it's been too long," Jack exclaimed, embracing Adam briefly before turning his attention to Lyria. "And this must be your Varelian guest. Welcome to Earth." "Thank you, Human Jack. Your art pieces are very structured," as Adam mentioned earlier, Lyria responded, looking around at the various sculptures and paintings. "Yes, each piece tells a story or captures a moment. Let me show you some of the highlights of our latest exhibition," Jack offered, leading them through the museum. As they walked, Jack explained the concepts behind various artworks, from classical paintings to modern installations. Lyria listened intently, occasionally asking questions that showed a deep, thoughtful understanding of the emotional undertones in human art. Later, sitting in a quiet corner of the museum's cafe, Adam and Lyria discussed their impressions of the day. "Lyria, how do you feel about what you've seen today? Does Varelian culture have anything similar to human art?" Adam inquired. "In Varelia, art is more about light and color expressions through skin. We don't create permanent pieces like humans do," Lyria explained, its skin shimmering softly under the cafe lights. "That's fascinating. It's like your whole body is a canvas," Adam mused. "Yes, exactly. Today has been very enlightening. I am beginning to understand the human expression of culture and emotion more deeply," Lyria said, its tone appreciative. "I'm glad to hear that. Understanding each other's culture is the first step towards building a strong relationship," Adam noted, hoping that their shared experiences would help bridge the gap between human and Varelian perspectives. As they left the museum, the city lights flickered on, illuminating the streets with vibrant colors. The day had been a success, thought Adam, as he saw Lyria's skin glow with a peaceful blue hue, signaling contentment. Tomorrow, he planned to show Lyria more, perhaps a live music performance or a visit to a technology hub to continue showcasing the diversity and vibrancy of human culture. The soft rustle of leaves and the distant hum of the city provided a tranquil backdrop as Adam and Lyria walked along the winding paths of the park. The evening was cool, and the park was dimly lit by low-hanging lanterns that cast soft shadows on the path ahead. "Human cities are fascinating, but I find this silence comforting," Lyria remarked, looking around at the natural beauty. "It's a different kind of beauty," Adam agreed. "Nature has a way of calming the mind. Do Varelians have places like this?" "Yes, but our natural landscapes are more luminous. Our flora is bioluminescent. It's like walking through a light show," Lyria described with a nostalgic tone in its voice. "That sounds amazing," Adam said, genuinely intrigued. "Maybe one day, I could see it for myself." "I'd like that," Lyria responded, its skin subtly shifting to a warm orange, indicating happiness. They found a bench by the lake and sat down, watching the reflection of the stars on the water's surface. Adam pulled out a small device and played some soft music, a gentle instrumental that filled the air with melancholic melodies. "This is human music," Adam explained. "It's often used for reflection, to stir emotions, or simply to relax. It's very touching," Lyria said, closing its eyes to better absorb the sound. "It resonates somehow, similar to how our skin lights respond to emotions." They sat in silence for a while, letting the music wash over them. The moment was intimate, bridging their worlds through shared experiences. "Adam, can I ask you something personal?" Lyria finally broke the silence. "Of course, anything," Adam replied, turning to face Lyria. "In your culture, what does it mean to form a bond with someone? Not just a friendship, but something deeper?" Lyria asked cautiously, its skin shifting to a soft blue of curiosity. "It can mean many things," Adam began thoughtfully. "It means trusting that person with your feelings, wanting to share your life with them, and supporting each other through good times and bad." "Is it common to have such bonds with someone from another species?" Lyria's tone was tentative, almost vulnerable. "It's rare, but not unheard of," Adam answered honestly. "Why do you ask?" "I am curious," Lyria said, looking out at the lake. "Since meeting you, I've felt a connection that is hard to explain. I wonder if it's possible to have such a bond across our species." Adam felt a surge of warmth. "I think it's possible, Lyria. I feel a connection too. It's new and a bit scary, but it's definitely there." Lyria's skin brightened to a vibrant green, a sign of deep emotional connection. "I'm glad to hear you say that, Adam." Encouraged by the conversation, they continued to discuss their hopes and dreams, delving deeper into their personal lives than they had before. They shared stories of their families, their aspirations, and the pressures of their respective roles. As the night deepened and the music drifted away, they made plans to visit a nearby human town the next day, to continue exploring each other's worlds. The connection between them had started as a professional courtesy but was quickly becoming something much more personal. Adam and Lyria entered the grand hall, which was adorned with vibrant decorations and illuminated by a dazzling array of lights from different cultures. The atmosphere was filled with a mixture of exotic music and the murmur of various languages. "This is impressive," Lyria whispered, taking in the sights and sounds. "So many different beings, all together. It's a celebration of diversity," Adam explained as he guided Lyria through the crowd. "Galas like this help promote understanding and unity among different species." They paused at a display of human holographic art, which depicted historical events in mesmerizing, three-dimensional detail. While they observed, a group approached them, led by Michael, a fellow diplomat Adam knew well. "Adam, I didn't expect to see you here," Michael greeted, clapping Adam on the shoulder. "And who is this with you?" "This is Lyria, a diplomat from the Varelia system. We've been working together," Adam introduced. "Pleased to meet you, Lyria. Enjoying the gala?" Michael extended his hand in greeting, a human gesture of friendship. Lyria, still learning human customs, hesitated for a moment before taking his hand. The skin briefly flashed a confused shade of purple but settled back to a neutral hue. "Yes, it is. Very lively." "Thank you," Lyria responded, its voice slightly uncertain. Michael, noticing Lyria's discomfort, quickly changed the subject. "There's a performance starting soon, a blend of Terran jazz and Andorian classical music. Should be fascinating. Care to join?" "That sounds wonderful," Adam said, and they made their way to the performance area. As they settled into their seats, Lyria leaned over to Adam. "I am still adapting to all these human interactions. Your customs are quite complex." "It's all about practice," Adam reassured Lyria with a smile. "You're doing great." The performance was a mesmerizing fusion of styles, creating a novel auditory experience that seemed to captivate everyone in the audience, including Lyria, whose skin shifted through various shades, reflecting the emotions evoked by the music. After the performance, they returned to the mingling crowd. A server came around with trays of drinks, and Lyria, eager to embrace the human custom, reached out to take one. However, in a mishap of misunderstanding, Lyria's touch caused the tray to tip, spilling drinks over a nearby group. The immediate area fell silent as the spilled drink soaked into the garments of several guests. Lyria's skin flashed a bright red of embarrassment. "I am so sorry," Lyria stammered, looking helplessly at Adam. "It's all right, accidents happen," Adam quickly interjected, helping the server to right the tray and offering apologies to the drenched guests. He turned to Lyria, lowering his voice. "It's okay, Lyria. Let's go clean up." They excused themselves and headed towards a quieter corner of the hall. "I misjudged the weight of the gravity here. It's different from Varelia," Lyria explained, still visibly upset. "Don't worry about it. Everyone understands it was just an accident," Adam reassured. "Let's not let this spoil our evening." Lyria nodded, taking a moment to compose itself. "Thank you, Adam. I am grateful for your support." "Anytime," Adam said with a supportive smile. "Let's go back out there and try again, shall we?" Together, they returned to the gala, with Adam gently guiding Lyria through more introductions and helping bridge the cultural gaps. As the night progressed, Lyria became more comfortable again, its skin gradually returning to a calm shade of blue, signaling peace and growing confidence. After the gala, the night air was cool and carried a quiet that contrasted sharply with the earlier festivities. Adam walked Lyria back to her residence, each step echoing slightly in the empty street. "Thank you for tonight, Adam. Despite the incident, I learned a lot," Lyria said as they reached the door to her suite. "You handled it well," Adam reassured her, pausing as they stood at the doorstep. "Everyone understands it was just a misunderstanding. No harm done." Lyria nodded, the colors on her skin swirling with hues that suggested contemplation. She hesitated before opening her door, turning to face Adam with a seriousness that was rare for her. "Adam, there is something I have been meaning to discuss with you, something more personal," Lyria began, her voice lower than usual. "Of course, anything," Adam replied, curiosity piqued. Inside, they sat across from each other in the softly lit living area, a space filled with comforts from Varelia to ease Lyria's transition to Earth. Lyria seemed to gather her thoughts, her skin shifting through a spectrum of colors before settling. "Throughout our time together, I have experienced many human customs, but also, I have developed feelings that are quite unfamiliar to me," Lyria confessed, looking directly at Adam. "Feelings?" Adam leaned forward, trying to decipher her expression. "Yes, feelings of attachment and affection towards you, Adam." Her tone was earnest, and her skin glowed a steady, warm blue, indicative of sincerity and deep emotion. Adam felt a mix of surprise and warmth. Lyria, that means a lot to hear. I think I feel the same way. But we're from different worlds, quite literally. It's all very new to me too. I know it is unconventional. Our species are different, yet, I find myself drawn to you in a way that is hard to articulate. When I am with you, I feel connected, understood, Lyria explained, her glow intensifying slightly. I've felt that connection too, Adam admitted, his heart racing at the admission. But we also have to consider what this means, not just for us personally, but professionally. Lyria nodded. I am aware of the complexities. Yet, I feel compelled to explore these feelings. With you, Adam. Taking a deep breath, Adam reached out his hand, an offer for connection. Lyria extended her own, and their hands met, a symbolic gesture bridging two very different beings. We'll need to take this one step at a time, Adam said softly. There's a lot we don't know, about each other, about how this could work. But I want to find out, if you're willing. I am very willing, Lyria replied, a gentle laughter echoing in her voice, her skin shimmering with multicolored hues of joy and anticipation. As they talked into the night, they discussed potential challenges and shared dreams, weaving a tentative plan for navigating the uncharted waters of their interstellar relationship. By the time Adam left, it was late, and the first hints of dawn were coloring the horizon. I will see you tomorrow, Adam. There is much to look forward to, Lyria said, standing at her door, reluctant to close it. Yes, tomorrow, Adam agreed, feeling a thrill of excitement mixed with a dash of apprehension. As he walked away, he turned back to see Lyria watching him, her figure framed in the soft light of her doorway, a beacon in the quiet night. Adam opened the door, allowing Lyria to step inside. The soft hum of the city outside filtered through the windows, casting a serene glow across the room. Welcome to my place, Adam said, a hint of nervous excitement in his voice as he led Lyria through the living space. It's very cozy, Lyria observed, taking in the human-style decor with interest. Different from my residence, but welcoming. I'm glad you think so, Adam smiled, watching her reactions closely. He guided her to the sofa, offering her a seat before joining her. I thought we could be more comfortable here, just the two of us. Lyria nodded, her skin subtly changing to a calm shade of violet, indicating her ease. I appreciate this, Adam. Being here with you, it feels right. Adam took a moment to gather his thoughts. Lyria, about what we talked about exploring this connection between us. I think we should take things slow, step by step. Yes, I agree, Lyria said. I am unfamiliar with human intimacy customs. I would like to understand more, to be sure we respect each other's boundaries. Adam reached out slowly, placing his hand near hers. In human culture, physical touch can be very meaningful. It can communicate a lot of things: comfort, affection, love. He paused, looking for a sign of consent. Lyria moved her hand to lightly touch Adam's, her skin illuminating slightly at the contact. Like this? Exactly like this, Adam replied, his voice soft. He gently took her hand, feeling the cool, smooth texture of her skin against his. How does this feel? Good, reassuring, Lyria responded, her glow becoming a warmer shade of blue. Encouraged, Adam continued, if you're comfortable, we could also try a human gesture of affection, like a hug. It's a way to show care and closeness. Lyria considered this, then nodded. I would like to try that, Adam. They stood, and Adam showed Lyria how to wrap arms around each other in a gentle embrace. The hug was a new experience for Lyria, who took a moment to adapt before relaxing into the contact, her skin radiating a serene light. This is comforting, Lyria murmured. It is, Adam agreed, feeling a warmth spread through him at the closeness. They pulled back, but their hands remained clasped. Human interactions are very tactile, Lyria observed, tilting her head slightly as she studied Adam's face. They can be, Adam smiled. And they can also involve kissing, but only if the people involved feel very strongly about each other. Lyria's hues shifted as she processed this. Is that something we could share? If you're ready, we could try, Adam offered, searching her expression for any hesitation. Lyria leaned in, her eyes reflecting a mix of curiosity and trust. Adam met her halfway, their lips touching lightly in a tentative, gentle kiss. The kiss was a whisper of possibility, brief but filled with meaning. Pulling back, Lyria's skin shimmered with a complex mosaic of colors. That was very different. But not unpleasant. I'm glad, Adam chuckled softly, his heart still racing from the contact. We can always go at a pace you're comfortable with. Nothing needs to be rushed. Lyria nodded, squeezing his hand. I am thankful for your patience, Adam. I have much to learn, but I am eager to continue, with you. As the night deepened, they talked more about their cultures, their personal views on relationships, and what adjustments they might need to make. It was a night of many firsts, and as Lyria eventually said goodbye, there was a mutual understanding that they were both stepping into a new chapter together, one filled with learning, respect, and growing affection. Adam and Lyria walked side by side along the shoreline, their feet sinking slightly into the cool sand. The planet was a common meeting ground for different species, chosen for its neutral territory and stunning natural beauty. It's beautiful here, Lyria remarked, looking out over the rolling waves that glinted under the setting sun. It really is, Adam agreed, feeling a sense of peace. I thought it might be the perfect place for us to take the next step in understanding each other. Lyria nodded, her skin glowing softly in the twilight. I agree. There is something about this place that feels right. They found a quiet spot away from the occasional passerby, a place where the sounds of the ocean were soothing and the view unobstructed. Adam spread a blanket on the sand, and they sat down, facing the sea. As we've shared parts of our lives and cultures, I've realized how much I've come to value our time together, Adam started, his voice mingling with the sounds of the waves. I feel like we're ready to explore deeper aspects of our connection. Lyria turned to face him, her expression thoughtful. I have been feeling the same. The more I learn about you and your culture, the more I want to share mine, in every way possible. Adam reached out, taking Lyria's hand in his. One of the most intimate things two beings can share is their love for each other. And I think I'm falling in love with you, Lyria. Lyria's colors shifted rapidly, displaying a spectrum of emotions before settling on a vibrant, luminous blue. Adam, to hear you say that fills me with a joy I have never known. I am also falling in love with you. Encouraged by her response, Adam leaned closer. In human culture, when two people share these feelings, they often choose to be together, to support and care for each other in every way. And in Varelian culture, when two beings connect on such a deep level, they share a bond that is celebrated across our communities, Lyria added, her voice full of emotion. Then let's celebrate that bond, here and now, Adam suggested, feeling a surge of happiness. Lyria agreed, and they stood, facing each other. Adam, taking initiative, recalled the Varelian tradition of intertwining lights, a ceremony of bonding. He had brought a set of small, luminescent strands that he had gotten to mimic this tradition. Carefully, Adam wrapped the glowing strands around both their wrists, symbolizing their union. Lyria, moved by the gesture, activated the bioluminescent properties of her skin, causing the lights to reflect and multiply in a dance of colors around them. This is beautiful, Adam, Lyria whispered, her eyes reflecting the myriad lights. It's a promise, Adam replied, a promise to try and make this work, no matter the challenges we might face. They spent the evening talking about their hopes and dreams, not just for themselves, but for what their union could mean for broader human and Varelian relations. As the night deepened, they made love for the first time, under the stars, their movements gentle and explorative, each learning the other's responses and comforts. Their union was a profound connection, both physical and emotional, and as they lay together afterward, watching the stars above, they felt a peace that neither had known before. The galaxy was vast, filled with uncertainties and differences, but on that beach, they found a shared certainty in each other's arms. The auditorium buzzed with excitement as species from various corners of the galaxy gathered to celebrate and strengthen their alliances. Adam and Lyria entered the hall hand in hand, their bond visible not only in their intertwined fingers but also in their synchronized steps and shared glances. Look at this place, Adam whispered to Lyria, his eyes scanning the diverse crowd. It's a testament to what we can achieve when we work together. Lyria's skin pulsed with a gentle light, reflecting her emotions as she surveyed the room. It is inspiring. To think that not long ago, we were just beginning to understand each other's cultures. As they made their way through the crowd, they were greeted by various delegates. One of them, an influential human diplomat named Thomas, approached them with a warm smile. Adam, Lyria, it's good to see you both here, Thomas said, shaking Adam's hand before nodding respectfully to Lyria. Thank you, Thomas, Adam replied. It's an important day for all of us. Indeed, it is, Thomas agreed. Your partnership has become a symbol of the potential for deep connections between our species. We are all eager to see how your joint efforts will influence future policies. Lyria responded, we hope to show that meaningful relationships are not bound by a species but by mutual respect and understanding. The conversation shifted as they discussed potential initiatives that could benefit from human and Varelian cooperation. Ideas ranged from cultural exchanges to joint scientific ventures, each suggestion sparking lively discussion and eager anticipation. As the evening progressed, Adam and Lyria were invited to speak on stage about their experiences and visions for the future. Standing before the assembly, Adam took a deep breath and began, "Today, we stand before you not just as representatives of our species, but as examples of what can be achieved when two vastly different beings come together with open hearts and minds." Lyria took over smoothly. "Our journey began with curiosity and led to understanding and love. We believe that our bond can serve as a bridge between our peoples, fostering a future where such connections are not just possible but celebrated." The audience listened intently, moved by their sincerity and the palpable bond they shared. After their speech, many approached them, expressing support and curiosity about how they could contribute to this blossoming interspecies relationship. Later, as the event wound down, Adam and Lyria found themselves alone by a large window overlooking the city's skyline. "What do you think the future holds for us?" Adam asked, wrapping his arm around Lyria. "I think it holds promise," Lyria replied, leaning into his embrace. "As long as we continue to support and understand each other, the possibilities are limitless." "We'll have challenges," Adam acknowledged, "but with you by my side, I feel like we can face anything." Lyria's colors danced lightly, a visual representation of her happiness. "And I with you, Adam." The night ended with a sense of accomplishment and hope. As they left the auditorium, hand in hand, the stars above seemed to shine a little brighter, reflecting the light of their shared path forward, a path that promised new horizons for both humans and Varelians alike.